The Adeptus Mechanicus relies on its hordes of cyborg warriors to march in the defense of the thousands of forged worlds and AdMech holdings all throughout the galaxy. These Skitarii warriors can barely be considered sentient, as their minds are controlled by their tech priest overlords, and their actions and thoughts are almost never their own. And while this horrific command protocol is borderline slavery, for most of these robot warriors, their martial prowess increases exponentially. While a standard Imperial Guardsman would be held back by his human fears and limitations, the Skitarii have none of this. They are the purest sense of a human killing machine. Each warrior is filled with a zealot desire to slaughter the enemies of the Omnissiah and end the life of anything that would oppose the Adeptus Mechanicus' rule. This extreme passion for destruction is best illustrated by the elite unit within the Skitarii Legion known as the Sicarian Infiltrators. These cyborg assassins hunt down the foe with a determination and a drive unlike any other foot soldier in the Imperial Army. Even a battle-ready squad of Chaos Space Marines struggles to combat the Sicarian Infiltrators as they are beset by power swords and taser goads that crackle brightly with killing force. And with that said, I want to welcome you guys back to another 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and today we're going to be talking about the assassins of the Skitarii, the Sicarian Infiltrators. If you guys are new to the channel, we post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. Usually I like to read the lore and then connect it somehow to the hobby, whether that's a painting tutorial, a showcasing video, or a terrain tutorial. In today's video, at the end of this video I should say, I'm gonna showcase my Sicarian Infiltrators, so stay to the end to get that. If you guys have suggestions for other topics of 40K that you guys would like me to cover, or any questions about the 40K universe, just ask down in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoy our content, consider hitting the like button, sharing with your friends, and thanking our patrons on Patreon. Link in the description if you guys want to support. But with all that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Sicarian Infiltrators. Sicarian Infiltrators are perhaps the most sinister of the Skitarii warrior clades for their neurostatic bombardment that robs their victims of their senses. When hunting, they emit a white noise that fills the visual, auditory, and even the olfactory spectrum with static, leaving their foes all but helpless before the killing begins. Tall and slender, Sicarian Infiltrators pick their way across the battlefield with the stilted grace of a spearfisher bird. They were not always this way, however, for each Sicarian is far from whole, not in spirit nor in body. As with their Ruststalker brethren, each Sicarian was once a warrior of the Skitarii, who in the pursuance of the Cult Mechanicus agenda was blasted limb from limb, extensively burned, or otherwise dismembered. During the data harvest at the battle's end, if these fallen were judged still fit to serve the Omnissiah, they are not incinerated, but instead taken back to the augmetic slabs. There they are given a new lease on life by the addition of slender but powerful metal limbs. Technically speaking, all the Magi biologists required to create a Sicarian is a head, a torso, and some limb stubs, though a detachment from emotion and a knack of inspiring fear is vital for best results. An infiltrator can bypass enemy defenses with ease, though this ability owes nothing to stealth nor skill. Instead, it hinges upon the potency and the variety of the disturbing wavelengths that they broadcast from their dome helms or their jutting antennas. When the infiltrator approaches, their prey's every sensory apparatus is bombarded by overwhelming stimuli. Voxcasters howl with anguish feedback, while vidscreens crash with fizzling static. Yet this crippling assault is even more effective upon natural senses than artificial ones. Ears ring with cruel tinnitus, eyes water and turn red, and the taste of burnt metal fills their mouth. All the Infiltrator's victims can do is try to remember how to breathe. As their prey collapses hands over bleeding ears and screwing shut bloodshot eyes, the Sicarian Infiltrator simply walks into point-blank range and opens fire. These sensory assaults, though broad in spectrum, are calibrated precisely by the tech priest sanctioning the dispatch of these assassins. Those Skitarii sent to fight alongside the Infiltrators are given no codes that transmute these frequencies and turn them into harmless songs. To them, the constant barrage of neurostatic coming from each domed helm is nothing more than a soft psalm to the Omnissiah's glory. For this reason, the Infiltrators are seen as wise and holy heroes by Skitarii brethren, talismans against data corruption that fight a selfless war on the front lines. Only to the enemy is the truth revealed. There is little virtue left inside these merciless prowlers, and what personality remains is interested only in death. Hit the thumbs up button if you heard the dog bark at the very end of that portion. But anyways, now that we know the lore to the Sicarian Infiltrators, it's time to showcase my unit. These guys are in the same color scheme that you've been seeing in the other Adeptus Mechanicus videos or showcasing videos that I've been doing. They all are part of the same warband. It's a warband that is attached to my Inquisition army. So like the main color scheme is like that blue teal, and then like a dark brown, almost like red color. And it was a lot of fun to paint. So what I ended up doing with these guys is I hit the model with the blue, and then I picked out the details. The cool thing about the Sicarian Infiltrators is that they're very detailed, but also the details themselves are all metallic, so it's actually a quick paint. Especially if you have your core colors. There's really only two, and then picking out the wires at the end. But as you can see, as I showcased the entire unit, it's really just working with a very small color palette, and then picking out details. It would, like I said, the models themselves look amazing. The poses that each one of these guys has, it just looks awesome. It looks very dynamic. Just the way that the way that they're standing on their legs, it makes them look like they would be really fast, but also kind of bizarre looking, like walking around almost as if they're falling over, but in reality they're just super coordinated because of their protocols and all that kind of stuff. The other really cool thing about this kit is that it also comes with the Rust Stalkers, I think they're called. So there's a lot of extra bits that you're going to end up having. And bits, when it comes to Adeptus Mechanicus, is awesome just because there is potential to kit bash your own stuff in the future. That's actually what I'm going to be. I'm going to be using a lot of the Rust Stalker bits in my Tau army that I'm building, like the Goivesa Adeptus Mechanicus / Tau army that I'm building. I'll put a link up above to that playlist. I've still been working on these suits. It's taking me a while, but yeah. These guys are just your, simple Sicarian Infiltrators, no kit bashing. Just whatever was in the kit I use, and the rest of the parts I'm just going to hold on to. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have suggestions for other topics of 40K that you guys would like us to cover, just let me know what it is in the comment section below. And again, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. And more videos like this to come, where I am showcasing the hobby and also talking about the lore. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first.